Okay, let's dig into it. So I'm just going to do the a quick presentation first for you guys, and then we can dive into discussions and questions and so forth. So let's do this. All right. And first of all, awesome to have you here. It's a bit surreal actually to see all of you guys here. It's going to be super exciting to talk with you guys more and more as we continue as well. But so let's just start with the Q&A call. Let's kick it off. So here's what I'm going to cover first of all, before we dive into the questions. So first of all, just some quickly Q&A call guidelines, kind of the framework that we're just going to follow on these calls. And then also a monthly SMMA contest. So this is what I want to tell you guys about. That I'm super excited about to let you guys know about as well. And for the people who are watching this video, essentially, you can only access those Q&A calls by basically apply for them. So that's the link to be able to do that. And also, I hear somebody in the background. So if maybe it's easier if you can mute your mic if you're not talking, and then because I hear some background noise. I don't know who it is though. But yeah, okay, Q&A call guidelines. So if you have a question, when we start with the questions, just simply, I think there's a feature here in Google Meet, so you can just raise your hand, and then we can take one question at a time. And also, when you ask your question, try to be to the point as much as you can. So a very common thing that I used to do a lot before as well, and I've been on a lot of these Q&A calls myself, is that sometimes you feel like you have to tell like the entire backstory to ask a question, but it's not really needed at all. So you can just get to the point, just ask the specific question, and then we can spend most of the time like actually discussing that main issue. And also respect time, right? So more and more people will start to join these calls as the time goes on. So the quicker we can resolve your question, the better, essentially. And because there's always going to be somebody else who want to ask their question as well. So please keep that in mind. And however, these are just like guidelines to follow, right? We are also here to have some fun and actually get to know other people as well, right? So we need some type of framework to be able to follow on these calls to make them as efficiently as possible, but I don't want them to be like boring rules that we have to follow. But yeah, so that's basically that. And so business first, let's discuss all of the questions first as efficiently as we can, so we can help each other and help everybody out, and then we can leave the rest of the time for some fun if we want to have discussion or whatever it might be. So that's the Q&A call guidelines. And now let's just talk about this monthly SMMA contest, right? So yeah, so I basically want to give back to the community and reward winners, essentially, right? So that's why I'm launching this monthly SMMA contest for everybody who joins the Q&A calls. And I also want to give you guys like a reason to really put in the work. And so again, this SMMA contest will only apply for the people who are on the Q&A calls. And the reason why I want to do this as well is because I want you guys to get results. That's really the only thing that matters. It's going to help you, yourself. It's also going to inspire others inside of the community. And it's really what's going to get the snowball rolling even bigger, right? So yes. And this contest is going to renew every single month. So the first contest will start today, November 19th, 2022, and ends December 17th, 2022. And then we will have a new one in January, February, and so on and so forth, right? So how to win? All I care about is results. And I'm sure that everything that you care about as well. So all I care about is results, nothing else. That's what moves the needle. That's what will change your life. It's also what will inspire others. And so the one who creates the biggest wins and share it with the community and help other people inside the community as well will basically win this contest every single month. And you can only win yourself by helping others win, essentially. So it's simple. And these rules might progress over time, but for now, this first contest, it's basically just wins, essentially. And it doesn't necessarily have to be amount of sales or the one who makes the most amount of money. But since we have the module 5 as well with the health, that will have a big impact, or if you help other people, or if you inspire other people. However, since it's an SMMA course, right, most of it is probably going to be, the winner is most likely going to be selected around like results and like putting in the work and getting sales or at least scaling their agency in a sense, right? So the price, so the winner takes it all. So I will personally pay the winner $1,000 for this out of my own pocket and reward you for hard work, essentially, right? So you will also be on the winners list. So we will have like a winners list where people can see every single time we launch this new monthly SMMA contest in January, we will see the winner from December and so on and so forth, right? So there will be some recognition involved as well. And it's pretty much impossible to lose in this contest. There will only be one winner for the $1,000. However, everyone that takes massive action will naturally win and benefit from it, right? So if you put in massive action and you make 4 sales or 3 sales or your first sale and you make a client, but you don't win $1,000, you still get a client from it, right? So I'm super excited about that. That's going to be really, really awesome. And yeah, it feels, I think this is going to be a win for everybody involved in here. So wins. I will review the post inside the community with this hashtag when selecting a winner. And also note, a very important note as well, is that this competition is essentially only for the people who are on these Q&A calls. So that's basically it. I hope you guys are pumped about that. So I'm going to stop my screen share right now. And yeah, that's basically it. So if anybody has any questions, we can start with the Q&A call questions now. Or if, yeah, yes, let's start with Danny.
Hey man, yeah, first of all, just want to say thanks for all the value you've been providing through the course. It was the first chance I've had to talk face to face, so yeah, just really appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, it's really good. But basically, my question is, in the niche that I'm in, the sales cycle is a little bit longer. It's like, you know, anywhere from like 3 to 6, maybe 12 months, and there's multiple decision makers involved. I was just wondering, should I be pitching the price on the very first call, or should I be waiting until I've sort of got all the key decision makers on a call to pitch the price?
How long was the sales cycle, did you say? 6 to 12 months?
Sort of like 3, 6, 12 months, depending on the size of the business.
Yeah. And that's for your sales cycle, right? Not for their sales cycle.
That's basically how long it takes them to go through the hierarchy and you know, issue a purchase order and that sort of thing.
Yeah, basically decide if they're going to buy from you or not, essentially. 3 to 6 months. Okay, got you. All right, so that's obviously a lot more like of a higher ticket sales, because you charge a lot more money as well, right? If I'm not mistaken. You don't charge the normal like $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 per month, but you had like another type of deal, right?
I will be charging a lower price to start with until I establish the model and basically the fact that it can get results. But then yeah, we'll move to a higher price point.
Okay. I guess it depends. I don't know exactly what it is that you're selling and like how that works, but normally what I like to do is that I only want to present the price if I have like a decision maker on the call. If I do have the decision maker on the call, and even though I know if they're not going to buy today, I'm still going to present them with a price. I normally do that. I guess it's just a different type of selling you can do. Some people like to like keep them on the hook for as long as possible, and like they want to do a one call close. I don't really like to do that. I like to like just provide as much value on the call as possible and answer all of their questions and give them the price and everything, as long as I know that the decision maker is on the call. If the decision maker is not on the call, then I like to like book a second call, essentially. That makes sense.
Okay, yeah. No, that's great. Thanks, man. That helps.
Yeah, no worries. Anything else?
No, not at this stage. That's pretty much the big one that I had. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. No, thanks, man. Really helpful.
No worries. So if anybody else wanna discuss something or have a question, or we can do that now.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
So in my niche, like when I make an ad for the clinics that I work with, like the leads, they need more convincing. Like you need client acquisition. Like you need to call them up or something, if that makes sense. Like once they become a lead, they fill out the lead form on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Normally, what the clinics need to do, they need to call up the they need some form of outreach to the leads. I don't really know how to explain it, but yeah, but since I'm like the tactic I'm looking into is once a lead becomes a lead, I want the clinics to call up the lead personally, so that it becomes more of a like personal connection with the leads. But a lot of people are saying like it's too much to call up every lead by themselves. It takes too much time to invest, and they don't have that time. Like, do you have any other tactics that I can tell them to use?
Not really. Like, they have to call the leads, and one thing you can do with high level is that you can help them to get the booked appointments coming in as well. I don't know what niche you're in, or I do know because you filled out the form, but I don't remember exactly what it is. You said, was it the health clinics?
No, laser med spas.
Med spas, got you. What you can do is to help them to set up the calendar as well. So as you generate the lead, you can redirect them to the booking page, so they can book their own appointments online as well. And I wouldn't recommend actually to do the Facebook lead forms, but I would recommend you to build out a separate landing pages instead. And the reason why I don't like to do the Facebook lead forms is because with the Facebook lead forms, you can get a lot of leads for very cheap prices, but they're normally pretty low quality because they're automatically filled. All of their information is pre-filled. So they get a lot of leads, very cheap leads, but they're normally that high quality. So I would build out a separate landing page. Once they fill out the survey, I show that in the module number 4, I think.
Yeah.
And so you build out the survey, because then what you can do as well is that you can redirect them automatically to booking page as well. And that way you can help them to not only get the leads, but get the verified booked appointments coming in as well. And then, if they're telling you that they can't call the leads, then it's like, why are you even running a business in a sense, right? Everybody's looking for like an automatic business, but it doesn't really exist. So they have to call the leads coming in. And that's also the reason why I decided to only focus on businesses making at least like $1 million per year, or even better, like $2 or $3 million per year, because then they know how to run a business. Essentially, they don't even ask you if they should call the leads or not. They just take that for granted. So that's something you can try and dabble with that you go on as well, to sell to a little bit more higher ticket businesses, because it's normally a lot easier to service them.
That's what a lot of the owners said. They said a lot of the leads from Facebook are very low quality.
Yeah.
So that's why they said like it's too much time to invest in calling up all of those low quality leads. But I'll try the survey you said. That might be a good one.
Yeah, and another thing as well that's very important for everybody listening as well to remember is when you're a marketing guy for a business, you're a very easy guy to blame for why they're not making sales, because they can tell you that the leads are low quality or whatever that might be, right? But and that's also why it's easier to work with a little bit more established businesses that are making more money, because like the bigger clients I have, the easier they are it's easier to work with them. Essentially, I can send them a ton of leads and they never complain about the lead quality. They just do the work and close them essentially. So, and if it's a smaller business who doesn't really know sales as well, then they might complain to you that the lead quality isn't there.
Yeah, thank you for the answer.
Yeah, no worries. Let's see here. Okay, so Cam.
Hi there, Max. I just want to say thank you for the course as well, because it has really helped me out, like genuinely.
No worries, brother.
Literally everything that I was stuck with, the entire funnel, the workflows. I mean, you went through it all, so I appreciate that. But I was cold calling the other day, and I got a client on a sales call. She was interested, and then she rung me the day after, and she was like, I need my solicitor to go through the contract. And they wanted to see my registered business name and business number, and I have no idea how I can provide that. So I basically just said, we're actually registered as like a sole trader for the minute, and we're transitioning. And now her solicitor now wants to work with me as well, and I'm a bit confused, because obviously I want to niche down to just medical spas, what I'm doing at the minute, but I don't have like a client that's actually signed the contract fully yet. So I don't know whether to work with her solicitor to build her client list as well, or should I just tell her straight, like, focus just on med spas for now?
Yeah, good question. So And the other type of business, solicitor, like my
Solicitor,
English.
it's like a lawyer.
Okay, got you. So it's a
Yeah.
completely different niche, a completely different market.
And that's why I was like, she was like, just straight away assuming that I could do it in that niche as well. And I was just like, obviously we focus with medical spas, but I can see what I can do, because I obviously I'm open to the idea of like bringing in an extra retainer, but
yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like naturally in the beginning, it's going to be more and more like that. And that's how it was for me in the beginning as well. Like you're getting different opportunities and so forth, right? So, you can take it in the beginning to test it out and kind of, however, the quicker the better that you can go in one niche, it's going to be a lot better essentially. Yeah. But you would have to go with your own gut feeling there essentially.
Because what I want to do at the minute, as soon as I get the first client, because I'm working on like a performance basis, so they pay me after I deliver the results.
Yeah.
But I know as soon as I can get that first client and I can actually test out the system and make sure it works, then it's kind of just like, repeating the same thing for different clients, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so much easier as well, because if you only have one type of client, you start to get results for them. It's so much easier to sell to the other type of niches as well, or sorry, to the other clients as well that come in, because you have a proof of concept and you have all of that. But now in the beginning, if you just want to get some cash flow coming in, you can onboard that client and test that if you want to. But it's up to you. In what direction do you lean? Do you feel like you want to test it and have like two different ones, or?
Well, personally, I wanted to niche down to just medical spas, but I know obviously there's a lot of people tapping into medical spas at the minute. I feel like it's populating quite a lot because of Thomas Gonnet and how he's like releasing his entire service delivery and things. But then obviously they kind of open my an opportunity to tapping into lawyers potentially. Maybe I could move over to that niche, but I just I want to focus my full attention for at least 5 months into medical spas. And if I'm putting like all my time and effort into medical spas for 5 months and I don't see results, then maybe it might be time to change my approach. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. What was the reason you decided to go with med spas, by the way?
Well, I was doing copywriting beforehand, and then I saw Thomas Gonnet and I saw what he was doing, and then I found your course. I was like, this is like the perfect opportunity. And one of my cousins actually owns a medical spa, so I was kind of thinking maybe if they were to let me, I could test out like the marketing strategies with their medical spa. Yeah. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity.
Yeah, I like that as well, that you're having like a 5-month plan in your head as well, because most people are like, I'm gonna try this, and then it takes them like 2 weeks and then they change. I used to do that in the beginning as well, like niche jump like crazy. So just stick with it for at least like 5 to 6 months. And that sounds like awesome idea.
I appreciate that, Max. And am I right to ask another question?
Sorry,
am I right to ask another question?
Yeah, please go ahead. Shoot.
So I just thought you'd probably be the best person to ask it, because you're in like the position that I want to be in the future. But what's your opinion on because I go to college 5 times a week, and if I'm totally honest, I feel like when I'm making 5K a month, I want to drop out. But there's a lot of people that go against that. What's your opinions on that?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? And I'm not sure if I'm the right person to ask that question. I think you should do what you want to do, and I don't think you should listen too much to what everybody else is telling you to do.
Yeah.
And that includes especially family and all of that, right? So, and how old are you, by the way? Again?
I'm 16.
Yeah, you're 16.
Yeah.
Jeez. I thought you were like 20 or something. But
no.
Yeah. Okay, if you're 16, then obviously your parents have a say in what you do.
They do, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they do. And I can tell you what to do, right? Just do what you want to do, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it in the future. But then also listen to all like your parents as well, and keep their input in mind, because
I'm just trying to keep them happy while doing what I want, and that's kind of difficult. Because if it was my my choice, I would drop out right now. Because you know when you just like, I just feel like you've kind of just got to put all your effort into something, especially when you sacrifice for it as well. Then you've kind of leave no other option but to make it work.
Yeah,
that's my mindset at the minute. So
yeah,
I appreciate that anyway, Max.
Yeah, like do what you want to do, essentially, because if you don't, you're going to be miserable later on, essentially.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Max.
Yeah, no worries. Awesome. Shivan, let's go.
Hey Max, how are you doing?
It is very good. How are you?
Okay, so first of all, Max, I want to really thank you for like actually running ads for the free course. Man, it's like very difficult, I know, but still you run all those ads, and that's like basically how I came across your free course, and I'm like very happy that I went through everything. Secondly, Max, basically I had a question that like in the past previous days, I have actually found a good media buyer. Now the problem is that actually he hasn't worked in my niche. Okay, so my niche is like I provide Facebook ads for moving companies, and he has worked in many niche, especially in marketing agencies also. But the problem is he hasn't worked in movers niche, and he's very certain that he can provide good results to our clients. But the problem is that when I'm approaching these clients, like these prospects, the problem arises is they ask for some kind of testimonials, and we personally, like, we basically don't have that specifically movers results, that campaigns which have actually been run for movers. We don't have that. We have for other agencies, like my media buyer has testimonials which he has run for other agencies. So do you have any like sort of answer for that?
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Cool. And does the media buyer have results but not in your specific niche? That's basically what you said, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Got you. And when do they ask for the referrals, or when do they ask? Is it on
like basically
when you do outreach or on the sales calls?
Yeah, when I'm doing the outreach and I'm on the sales call, basically I do the cold call. I say that this is a sales call. I can help you with getting 25 plus high quality inbound leads. And they ask, they're like somewhat interested. And then they ask, okay, what are your past results? I say, yes, I have worked with certain moving companies. And then they ask the names and the testimonials. So it becomes difficult to actually handle that conversation.
Got you. Is it on a cold call or is it on like a booked sales call?
Not a book sales call. It's basically on a cold call. Basically, they go. Matlab, they are there for around 1 or 2 minutes, and they're talking with me. They are actually interested, and they want some kind of like testimonials or like some documents. Basically, they need a proof for that.
Got you.
Like this has happened with me a couple of times.
Got you. What I would do is that if you have results for the specific niche, that's awesome. But even if you don't have results for that specific niche, you can just tell them that you have results as such, right? But I wouldn't go into detail about those results on the cold call. I would try to get them on the actual sales call, like the demo call, and you do your pitch deck presentation, and then you do the pitch deck presentation exactly as I show you in the course as well. Because then you do the spin questions first, you talk to them, you find a need, then you do your spin deck or your pitch deck presentation. And in that pitch deck presentation, you have the case studies that you show first, right? So by simply just showing them the case studies in the presentation, you will handle those rebuttals before you even get that rebuttal, if that makes sense. Because you will show them the case study testimonials, you will show them everything, and then you get to the call and the price. So just in summary, I wouldn't talk about that on the cold call. I would tell them that basically I would love to show you more about our case studies and testimonials and results on the sales call, and then you book the sales call, and then you do the pitch deck presentation there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's like really helpful. Thank you, Max. Yeah,
no worries. All right.
Is it my turn now? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Hey, Max. I mean, I gotta say, love you, man. I mean, everything that you've done, the confidence that you've given me, it's just completely crazy. Just from running through the course and everything like that. But my question is, so when I'm doing my prospecting, I'm doing renovation companies, so kind of like not roofing, but just kitchen, bathroom remodels and whatnot, trying to focus on those companies. And when I'm doing my prospecting, I'm going through their website, looking at all their socials and whatnot. And if I only see like an info at theirbusiness.com, do I try and, I mean, like, they only have those info at abcbusiness.com or whatever it is. So is that still a good route to take, or should I just try and abandon ship and try and message them on like Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah, great question. First of all, I appreciate the words a ton, man. Awesome to have you here, and everybody else as well. And yeah, so it's basically, if you only find like a generic email, should you like email that, or should you do something else? Essentially, that's what you're asking, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I would definitely email the generic one because in the beginning, right? Like, we're not doing that much. Basically, what we do in our agency right now is that we do paid, and we do a lot of referrals, because that's really the best thing as you can do. As you get going, you can just start a referral program with your clients, and you get more and more coming in. And when you do organic, it really just goes back to doing the, what I talk about in the course, to do it as personalized as you can. And with all of that stuff. And if you're identifying a company that you think is a really, really good fit, and the only thing that you find is the email, I would definitely use that email. However, I would also spend more time and see if you can identify, the owner of that business. For example, in the US, you can search for like Better Business Bureau. You can see, sometimes you can find the name of the business owner there, or on their LinkedIn page. And just try to do like a cross-platform outreach thing, essentially. But yeah, sometimes you can message the page as well, or identify them on Instagram, or reach out to them there. But if you don't find anything else, I would definitely use the email. Yeah.
It's like if I find the generic email, sometimes I will email them. But then other times, like, I'll just go on their social or their Facebook or anything like that and message them from there, because I feel like they might have a better chance of seeing it rather than the generic email that, like, everyone that wants a job done, if they email them, that's where it's going to go to. So, but
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And just do the personalization, and try to, even if it's a generic email, see if you can have like a loom in there or something to make you stand out. Because if you're doing what like everybody else is doing, is that just scraping a ton of emails, doing like a template thing that you just blast out, then you might as well not do anything, in my opinion. But yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Joanne,
how's it going? It's my turn.
Is it Joanne? Do I pronounce your name right? Johan. Got you. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if you have any like Johans out there in Sweden, but I've heard that they're around there too.
Yeah, we have a Johannes.
Johannes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just found out my name's European. I didn't know that like my entire life until like a month ago.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. But actually, both of my questions got answered. Will and Cam both had the same questions as I did, and I'm actually in the same niche as Will, and I had the exact same problem. However, I do have something to say to Will. I don't know if you've been using Instagram at all, man, but I've been getting some pretty good results reaching out using basically the same template for emails, but going into Instagram DMs. And I've gotten 2 big calls from that, man. So give that a shot, dude. It might give you some more luck. And stay away from like the Midwest and Northeast. If basically anybody's getting snow, stay away from them for like the next month or two. Because like, even if they get people come in and think about it, somebody wants the next 1 to 2 months, it's going to be cold outside and everything. You probably get better luck in like Texas, Florida area, California. That's where I've been getting all my hits from.
Cool. Appreciate it. Cool.
But yeah, pretty much. Thanks, Max. I see Gio's in here. Thanks, dude. I just got my Viome kit, so I'm gonna be doing that.
There we go.
Yeah, my questions got answered. So you can skip me. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. And also, dude, my sleep, I feel so much different when I wake up in the morning now. Like for this past week, it's amazing, man. Man, bless you guys, man. It's great.
Awesome to hear that, man. I'm so happy to hear that.
Sweet. But I'm pretty sure I'll have some more questions, especially about like workout and stuff like that in future calls. But for now, I'm just getting things started on that.
Definitely. And if you have any questions in the meantime, you can always drop me whether it's a DM on Instagram or message on Facebook, whatever it is, and I'll be sure to respond.
Absolutely, man. Thanks. Yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome
You guys
stuff,
have
brother.
no, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't see that you jumped in, Gio. I missed you on the screen. Sneaked in.
Yeah, I was hiding. Yeah, I was sneaking. I was hiding in the corner. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Lurking.
I want to, like, I've set aside a ton of time for this. So if there's anybody else who want to discuss or talk about anything, just please feel free to jump in. Or if you, Gio, have anything interesting to share, that might be cool as well. Or Cam, we have Cam now. I'm going off the cuff.
Question.
Yeah.
So, you know, with like local companies, what do you think like the best approach is to get past like the gatekeeper? You know, say the receptionist answers and you're kind of like, they're like, oh, I can pass on a message. Like, I've been trying to use the approach. It's like, it's quite a personal inquiry to the owner. So just let me know when they're around, or to call me back. And then, you know, they're just constantly pressuring me. They're like, what is it? And then I just feel like I come across as stubborn, and then they'll put the phone down, and then, you know, I never get a call back. So do you think there's like a better approach to that?
Yeah, so like, truth be told, I haven't done a lot of cold calling at all myself, and I'm very impressed by a lot of people who start their own SMMAs right now, that a lot of people are going into cold calling, which is awesome. I did some cold calling when I started, but I just found it a lot easier to get responses when I did the digital route, essentially. But I've given this a lot of thought myself of like, if you're, because I've been basically, when you get into a gatekeeper, they just want to make sure that, you know, they don't want to waste the owner's time, essentially, right? So you want to be quick, and if you can just think through a smart way of having like a plan or link that you can give them, or add something that's just making it simpler and easier and quicker for them to know who you are, or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah. Because I was actually saying, I was going, can you just let them know it's Cameron calling? And then they're like, you know, because it kind of like implies that I know them without actually saying that I know them. But then, you know, 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, oh, how do they know you? Do they have your contact number? And then I kind of have to break it to them that they don't actually know me. And then the chances of me getting a call back is like 0 to none.
Yeah. That's why I would like to try and at least get in contact with the owner on digital basis first. Maybe like add him on Instagram or something, so that you know who the owner is. Because then you don't have to lie to the gatekeeper, because then you can say that you've actually talked with John. I just talked with John on Instagram, and I just wanted to give him a call, essentially, because then the gatekeeper knows that you knows the owner's name. And yeah.
Yeah,
because
all right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll give that a go.
All right, Danny.
Hey man, yeah, I just wanted to add on to that for Cam. Like, when I was doing a lot of cold calling and was getting hit with that sort of objection from a gatekeeper, my response was just that I'm hoping to see if there's potential for us to work together, because it answers the gatekeeper's question, but it still, like, there's enough, like, not enough information there for them to decide on the owner's behalf for you. So it's something that sort of has to be forwarded to the owner to decide on, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that was all I had to add. Just that, yeah, that might help you out. Just say that you're hoping there was the potential that you might be able to work together or something like that. I got a lot of good results with that.
I'll give that a go. Cheers.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, I like that as well. Like, be direct, and like, that's what I would do as well. Let's see here. Will?
Okay, so I just had another question. So it's Saturday in the States. I don't know if some people are still on Friday or not, but is, you know, the weekend, and, you know, after let's say, like, for my niche, probably around like 5 o'clock, people wouldn't answer after that. Is it like a good idea to outreach after those times, like, or on a weekend, or should I just wait until Monday and then just fully, like, stock up with all my names and just start sending stuff out?
For like organic on digital, I would just go like over the weekends as well. Calling might be in like a completely different game. Maybe they're not in the, like, even in the office. And again, I haven't done a lot of cold calling myself, but yeah, for the digital side of things, I would just continue like Monday through Saturday at least, and then do Sunday as well if you want to. But yeah, that would be my answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else, by the way? No? Ahmad?
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
So I'm just like I'm kind of confused in so when I'm giving my offer, I haven't got a client yet, so I don't know what I can exactly offer. Like I can't exactly offer like 10 clients or 15 clients per month. And I'm just kind of confused on what to offer. And also I want to give them like I want to give an offer that by the end of the month, you know what I mean? Like I can guarantee you this much by the end of the month. You know, what's your opinions on that?
So basically how to structure your offer, you mean?
Yeah, but like I want to give them like a certain example, like a number, if that makes sense. But I don't know what number to give because I haven't really I haven't got a client before. So I don't know what's a reasonable number to give.
Depends, right? Like what niche are you in, and what's your service?
So I'm in the UK and I'm in the roofing niche, and I'm doing Facebook ads and then lead follow up also.
Gotcha. So I honestly, in the beginning, I wouldn't do like a type of offer where you're promising things in the beginning because you don't really know.
Yeah.
Since you haven't done it before. Or if you have a media buyer, then you can do it, right? So if you find a media buyer who knows how to do the service delivery, then
sorry to cut you off. I have a media buyer, and so I've asked them, you know, how much can you? So I asked them like, with around £500 monthly ad spend, how many leads would you be able to get? And they say around 25, 30. But I think that's kind of high for the roofing niche, especially like 25, 30 leads in a month with only £500. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so 500. So that's what's that? It's like $15 per lead or something like that. Yeah, okay. That's on the low end, right? So I can only speak from my experience, right? So when I started, I've always done a flat fee. Like so you can start with a lower fee, like flat fee that you know, you're looking for businesses already making. If you're doing roofing, try and find like roofing businesses making at least $1 million per year, or I don't know, like $750,000 per year or something like that. And then do a flat fee in the beginning. So what we do is that we have a flat fee of $3,000 to $4,000 per month. And then we don't have any type of offer where we promise them results, but we have our risk reversal is basically a service-based guarantee. So we tell them that, you know, we ask for a 4-month agreement and we want you to pay us $3,000 or $3,500 or $4,000 per month in management fee, excluding ad spend. And if they sign that and then they start working with us, and if they haven't seen an ROI from working with us within the first 4 months, then we just tell them that we're going to work for them for free until they do get a result. Essentially, I like that risk reversal a lot better than telling people that, you know, if we're working for you and you get leads, but you don't get, like, you promise 35, but they only get 34, then they're not going to pay you a single dollar. I don't really like that, but so I love. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. One more thing. Sorry. And do you think it's like reasonable to ask for like a 3-month contract, especially when starting out?
Yeah, definitely. I actually recommend that you should, because you want to find, you know, there's a ton of different clients out there. Some clients are really, really good. Some clients are not as good. So when you ask for a 3-month contract, it just sets the expectations that you're actually going to do this together, and you find like somebody who's somewhat like serious and so forth. So. And it makes you appear more serious as well, because you kind of have a standard of what you're looking for also.
Yeah.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Camp or Joanne?
Joanne can go.
Yeah. I had a question written down. Oh yeah, so about the offers as well. How do you feel about? So I want to know basically the whole business through and through, and I want to do my own media buying at first before I hire a media buyer. So I'm going to kind of go in without results, that whole approach. But when I do get a client, or sorry, when I do get somebody on a call, which I do have in a couple days, when I tell them what I'm doing, is it better to offer them like I'll work for free for like a couple weeks to a month to kind of give them a proof of concept, or should I go out the gate just like asking for my monthly fee?
I would start to charge money right out of the gate, like from your first client. But did you say that you were going to do the media buying yourself initially?
Yeah, so I wanted to kind of do everything myself initially, and just not for all my clients, but just kind of learn what it is. So when I am looking for a media buyer, because that's something I was running into, is I talked to probably about 50 media buyers, and none of them had any experience working. They had experience working in my niche, but not in my service. So they'll do like renovators, but they've done it for like Facebook or Instagram, and a few did TikTok, but none of them did YouTube ads.
Yeah.
Specifically. So I figured, you know what, I'll just learn it myself, and probably, I guess, if I have to like train somebody or something. Also I just want to know, back and forth, like the whole business.
Gotcha. Like when I got my first client in the roofing niche, I was doing this exact same thing. I was like, okay, I asked for $3,500 per month. I got the client. We signed for 3 months. One of the biggest roofing companies in the US. I was stoked.
Nice.
And I started to do the work for them myself. I thought I knew how to do Facebook ads and so on. It didn't work at all. I was getting like leads for $100, $150 per lead, and I was panicking. So that was when I started to look for a media buyer. And I find this guy, Thomas, from a Facebook group from the UK. And we got the lead cost down to like $10 per month. And it's from that media buyer that I learned everything, essentially. So that's why I teach it that way in the course as well, that I got $3,500 coming in. I paid him $600 per campaign, and he gave amazing results for my client, and I learned exactly how to do the media buying from him. So that's why I recommend to actually find a media buyer, because your clients are going to be happier. You're going to get results faster. They're going to make more money. So what happened as well is that client expanded with us. So they paid us $3,500 per month times 3, because they expanded across the entire state of Florida. So
wow.
Yeah, I would recommend that you like find a media buyer as soon as you can. It just helps. Yeah. And you're going to learn quicker as well. So
gotcha, man. Florida loves you.
Florida is awesome for my niche, at least.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, Florida is really
All right,
good.
thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. And if anybody have any, I know that Gio is taking a lot of time out of his day as well to be here today. So if anybody have any questions for him, please. I just want to make sure that everybody knows that he's here, essentially.
I'm here, but guys, there's absolutely no pressure at all. If you have questions, go ahead and ask. I'm welcome to answer. If not, I'm happy to chill with you guys, man.
Oh, cool. Yes, Kem.
So I've got a question about workflows, because it's the one thing that I've been struggling with in like the entire service delivery. So like I understand, the basic premise of how they work, but it's just kind of confusing me how there's got to be like different workflows for new leads, hot leads, ones that want to reschedule an appointment, ones that are on like the follow-up, ones that need to be long-term nurtured, like things like that. It's quite confusing. So do you think it'd be beneficial to, get someone to actually do it for you and pay them, or just try figure it out along the way?
And in terms of workflow, do you mean the
like the follow-ups, the SMS and email follow-ups to the leads and things? Yeah.
So there's a saying called like death by automation, right? Like you don't want to do too much of it. And I've been playing around with it a lot. So, and you've been doing copywriting yourself as well, right?
Yeah,
so,
I did for quite a while.
Yeah. So I would, for the clients, I would keep it pretty simple and not overdo it. I would have like a couple of follow-ups. Like, do you help them to get booked appointments as well?
Yeah. Or? So it's like bringing the leads in, then turning them into booked appointments. So I'm going to be like taking the calls as well. So I'll probably hire like someone to take the calls in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, and you have the online calendar as well.
Yeah.
So I would have a couple of follow-ups for the people who haven't booked themselves. Like I don't know, maybe follow up 3 to 6 times, and then also have some follow-ups for the after they have booked, just to follow up for the appointment. But then, and maybe have like a nurture one that goes out once per week or something like that. But I wouldn't overdo it more than that. And since you've done copywriting yourself, like then you can pretty much write it yourself, and you're going to get all of the feedback from your clients anyways. So if there's any like specific lingo that you can use, you're going to get that from them essentially.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question? Sorry.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. Because I was actually contemplating that earlier when I was putting together the workflows. I was like, I probably shouldn't automate the entire process, probably to like the point where they've qualified themselves as interested and they've like responded. And then from there, obviously I can get them booked in, you know, like through actual in-person messages.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. Raymond.
Oh, how you doing, Max? I just wanted to say thank you for the course, first off.
And
also, by the
no
way,
worries, brother. Awesome to have you here.
Thank you. So I'm on the process of looking for a media buyer, me and my partner, and thank you for the job posting template as well. I was just wondering, are there any questions you think we should ask or any red flags you think when looking for a media buyer, just to find a good quality one and make sure?
Yeah, great question. So basically, when I find that story I told about Thomas, when I did my post in Facebook group, I started to get like, or I still do when we look for people, like you get a ton of messages, but there's always like then that specific person who stands out, or hopefully it is like you can, in my case, I got my first Loom video from anybody. That was from Thomas when he reached out to us, and I jumped on a call with him. And I didn't really have to ask him a lot of questions. It was more so I was looking for a media buyer for the roofing niche, and he just had a ton of, you basically just want to look and make sure that he's a legit media buyer essentially. And if they are, then maybe they have a website, or they can show you screenshots, or they can log into like active ads accounts right now and actually show you some stats. And also if you ask them, you know, how would you do a campaign for my specific niche, then they should like know exactly, like, here's my plans for the landing page, here's my plan for the copy. You can ask them, for example, like, how would you structure the ad copy? You don't have to tell me exactly what you write in ad copy, but how would you structure it? And then they should be like know about like urgency and scarcity, and calling out the target market and so on and so forth. So you should just get a good gut feeling essentially. They should be able to prove to you that they know what they're talking about essentially. Yeah.
And how long do you say usually takes to find like a good media buyer, like on average? Not like there's a concrete time or anything.
You know, yeah. For example, again, if we're gonna take Thomas here again, but like when I found Thomas, I had to find a media buyer because I got that first client and I was getting super bad results for them, and I was like, geez, I need to find a media buyer now. So I was putting in that was my only focus, and I think I found him within like 5 days or something. I found Thomas a really good media buyer. And then also at mediabuyer.com, this new website that's coming up, that light version.
Yep, I signed up for that. Thank you for that as well.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good platform. I know Matteo who's running that platform. He, you know, I think that platform is going to solve a huge problem because a lot of people are looking for media buyers, and there's not like one platform out there that you can find a media buyer on. And he owns like the mediabuyer.com domain and everything. So I think that's going to be really cool.
Did he give you an idea of how long before he starts running the media buyer light?
Yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, I emailed him like 4 days ago, and he told me like they're beta testing and everything right now. So hopefully at the end of the month, he said.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah,
great.
So it's yeah, I'm super stoked about that. Hopefully it will be an awesome service. I really think that it will.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Ahmad, I think. Okay, let's see.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So for like a small budget on Facebook, so like anywhere from like around £500 to like, you know, like £1,000. In the campaign, how many ad sets do you use, and how many ads are in each ad set, and like what variations are there between the ad sets for the roofing niche?
Yes. I actually have you after this call today, you can actually check my YouTube channel because I show exactly how I run my campaigns in one of my YouTube videos. But basically, for all local campaigns, what we're doing right now is that we're keeping it super simple. We're only going broad, so we just have one ad set where we only target the area, and we do male and female and the age essentially, right? So we don't do any interest targeting, no lookalikes, no nothing. So for local campaigns, we only go like area, male, female, and for roofing, we normally do like 30 to 65 plus of age because normally that's the age group that owns a home. We do automatic placements, so we don't do any specific manual placements. We basically keep it as broad and open as possible. And then for the ads inside of that ad set, you know, sometimes we only do 5 ads. Sometimes we test 10 to 15 ads simultaneously. The main thing is just that you have an ad copy that is like a good ad copy, that you have a good offer and you have scarcity and urgency, calling out the target audience and so on and so forth, like a homeowner. But the images are even more important. Like custom images for your clients is super duper important when running the campaigns. So, but definitely check out. I have multiple videos on my YouTube channel. I have one roofing company right now making over 108 times ROAS on their ads, which is insane. Making millions and millions of dollars right now, and I'm showing you the ad copy and everything in there. So
just one more thing also with
Yep.
the you know, the picture, like you said, of the ad copy, is there anything like specific we want to look out for? Is it just like a organic picture of the client?
In terms of the images, you mean? Or
Yeah, the images.
like, so a big thing with images is that a lot of marketing agencies, they like to use like stock photos. You know, if you do roofing campaign, they have like a super, you know, everybody sees that it's a stock photo. It's like or of an underlayment or a shingle or whatever it might be. So we don't like to use that, but we like to use images of real people from within the business. And it doesn't really matter if you do roofing or med spa, or I recommend that everybody should try this. So instruct your clients on how to take custom photos, basically photos of people from within the business, because people on Facebook like to see what the people look like that they're going to potentially hire to redo the roof or install solar panels or something like that. So we see a lot better results from doing custom photos of real people than just boring stock photos that looks like an ad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you.
Cool. No worries. Awesome. Sebastian, nice to see you in here as well.
Hey, how are you, man? How are
It
you
is
doing?
good.
Yeah. I just have one question related to campaigns, actually. In my case, I run campaigns for my clients that are in real estate niche. They're real estate companies. But the thing is, right now I haven't hired a media buyer yet, because I'm trying to understand the nature of running the ads myself. Because I've been doing that in the past for my business, because I'm a real estate agent as well. So actually, what I think that is that I have to do campaigns for every property itself, and I have to create an automation. So when a lead fills the form for the property, I have to send them the images and the information, and maybe other properties that are look at like same market or target. But the thing is, maybe training a media buyer for doing that is a little bit hard, because in my market it's very specific in what, like, the properties are very like niche. Someone, because for example, one of my clients that is the first one I signed has very like high ticket properties. Like from this market, high ticket is 1 million or maybe 800,000, and so the target is so small, because we don't have like that much rich people here, that because I understand the market, I can run the campaigns, and the leads are coming like for $2, $3, $5, and they're good price per lead. But that's because as me, I understand the market. So I don't know how to train my guy, my media buyer, if he's not from here, or maybe create like a buyer persona, like a map that I can train them to understand my buyer from these specific properties. I don't know. I'm like trying to figure out how to organize everything, because it's a little bit more hard to run the campaign for an individual property for each client. Like if the client has 10 properties, I have to run 10 campaigns from them. Do I make myself understand?
Yeah. So like it sounds like you already know how to run the ads yourself, right?
Yeah. I'm doing, and it's going good. It's doing good right now.
That's good, because like the only reason I really like mainly recommend why you should find a media buyer in the beginning is just to learn from somebody who knows what you don't know, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you didn't know how to run ads for real estate agents, then you would just find somebody who knew, and then you could leverage that and kind of learn from them and so on and so forth, right? But if you already know how to run the ads and you can do it yourself, as long as it's not a problem for you that it's taking a lot of time that you don't want to spend time on, then you can just keep on running it yourself, right? Or
yeah, that's because I have like 3 clients right now, and it's a lot of time consuming because I have to create not only the grades and copy and the app itself, but I have to create the workflow. Well, I have a template workflow that I created in Go High Level. So when a client signs the form, the lead form, because I'm not going to create a landing page for each property, that's going to be a mess. So I'm creating right now a lead form. And when the client fills the lead form, I have the workflow set, so it sends them the property info, right? And then like something like, do you want to book an appointment? And then if the client says yes, I know, I send them the link, everything. So the thing is, maybe it's going to be a lot of work if I started signing more clients that I can handle right now. I'm charging them 20% of their sales, of every sale of each property. So it's a good profit, but I have to figure out how to train my media buyer. Maybe hiring media buyers that are from my country and maybe have some experience in real estate before, so I can like teach them more and scale it, basically, right?
Yeah, like if you just give that some thought and like really like handle your first like 5 to 10 clients or whatever that might be that you feel like you can do, because as you start to do that over and over and over again, then you will know exactly how to do that over and over again as well in your sleep, essentially, right? So it's not going to be that hard for you to write down like an SOP or like kind of instruct somebody else on how to do it as well. And maybe it takes a little bit of while for you to train somebody, but then that's kind of it is what it is. And so I'm basically want to say that I'm sure that if you can do it, then you can definitely train somebody else how to do it yourself, or how they can do it themselves as well later.
Sure.
So I wouldn't worry too much about that right now until like you really need to hire someone. But that's awesome that you're getting results yourself. That's the main thing. So sounds like you're onto something.
Yeah. Thanks. I wanted to have that solved. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Cam.
Oh, what was I going to say again? Right. So I've kind of got like all my resources necessary for like the med spa stuff, like all just scattered around different Google documents. Do you know if there's like a software where I could lay it out all together, like in different sections, just so you know everything's in one place?
In terms of what you mean? Like the
So like there's like the SMS scripts. I've got like my outreach messages to med spas. I've got like the onboarding process and like step by step each, like how to do each step. And I just didn't know if there was like a software or like an app that I could lay all that out on neatly, you know, so I can just click on it and it's quite easy.
Basically like a project management tool, you mean? So you can have like different clients. Yeah. So there's basically what I do. I have been doing this since I started, but I just have it super simple. So in my browser, I just have a folder and I do Google Docs, right, for each of my single clients, where I keep notes from all of our calls and also have the onboarding checklist there. I think I share that onboarding checklist in the course somewhere.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my super hood like project management tool. I just have a folder or like for each client. But then there are other tools like Asana or I don't remember the exact names for it now, but there are a ton of different project management tool if you want to keep it. But yeah, I don't have any perfect answer for you other than that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yes, Will.
Hey, so I just have another question. So about like 2 weeks ago, before I even saw your course, I started cold calling, and I actually had like two roofing companies. One was like a storm chaser, and then the other one was just like a generic one that hadn't run any ads. I saw them on Craigslist. That's how I got into calling them. But like I took kind of the week off last week to kind of like make sure that all the steps in Go High Level and whatnot were set up. So that way, when I called them back, I actually had like a really, really better offer, and I would like definitely be more confident in it. And I actually had like a meeting with one of those guys before I even had the Go High Level account and before I took your course. And they seemed like this was the number 2 guy that I was talking to, because the owner was in Seoul or something like that, just out of the country. And when I had the conversation with him with my, kind of mid pitch deck, he still said that, like, it seemed like the owner would have went for it, but like now it's just like I'm seeming like it's a hard time to even get a hold of this guy anymore. And I kind of did tell him the last time I tried to call him, I left a voicemail and I was like, listen, man, we're kind of in talks with, a competitor of yours. And then I just, looked up, somewhere close to where his area was. And I kind of just said that. But I still haven't been able to get an answer. So is it still appropriate to even follow up with them, say like Monday or something like that?
Yeah. So how long did you have the call? Like how many days ago did you have the call with them?
This was like last week. So I gave him like a good time because he said, I had the meeting with the number 2 guy and he was like, I think it was on a Wednesday. And he was like, all right, yeah, the owner will be back on like Friday or Saturday. So then I tried to follow up with him on Monday or Tuesday. And he was like, yeah, let me talk to the owner. And then it's just like a bunch of phone tag from there and there. And then I just wanted, I just kind of sent him that, we're in talks with one of your competitors. So trying to get him to, at least give me a call back. So do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So did you give them the price and everything on that first call with second? Got you.
Yep.
Because the truth is that some people will just ghost you. That's just how it is. But then also, like as I have in the course as well, when Gio reached out to me, like some people are just super busy, and it's like if you're just persistent and following up with them in a nice way and like in a personalized way, that can pay off usually. So I wouldn't give up to them. Like if you're reaching out to them with like personalized messages or maybe leaving a Loom video and they don't even respond, like feel free to continue to follow up, because if they're not responding to you, then that's why it's better to get a no than not
an
getting
answer.
anything else. Yeah. And also keep that as a lesson as well for the next time. Sometimes I present the price to the second guy, but more often than not, what I like to do is that I kind of cut the presentation before the offer, and then I ask them to, let's reschedule for a new call, where you can jump on a call together, and then you can discuss the pricing and all of that with the owner there, because then the second guy, or whatever we should call him, can take the information that he got from your presentation, talk to the owner about it, and then they can discuss if it sounds interesting, and then they can jump on a second call, because now they want to jump on a second call because they don't know what the pricing is or what the offer is yet, and so on and so forth.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No worries. All right, Hamza.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. How's it going?
So you just answered my question, but there is something I want to ask. How to follow up with a client? What is the proper way to follow up with a client?
You mean in terms of like after sales call?
And message, like messages or emails. What
You mean
to write
after-
to them? What to write to them in the follow-ups?
So we have that inside of the course. So I would just follow like the basically the templates that I have inside of the course. It's basically just making it personalized, and also have a some type of compliment in there as well.
Yeah, but I have one client. He responded to me, and after that he ghosted me. So I don't know how to respond to follow up with him, while he already responded to me.
Then I would wait a couple of days or follow up again. But if they ignore you for multiple days, then I would just move on to the next one essentially.
Okay, so you I don't follow up on them after 2 days.
Try and follow up with them a couple of times, but if there's radio silence after like a week or multiple times, then just continue to the next one essentially.
All right. Thanks.
No worries.
Max, can I actually give
Yeah,
a solution on
please do.
that I find that works pretty well with me? Although it's a slightly different offer, I obviously do most of my outreach on Instagram. What I typically do when someone's reached out, when someone's read my message or not, I'll send a message along the lines of, hey, first name. I'll maybe make a reference to something on that Instagram profile, or if not, I'll just say, I hope you've been having a super productive week so far. And I'll say, and I sent this to Max actually, I'll say, just let me know when you see this because I'd love to keep chatting. But if you'd like me to stop messaging you, also let me know, and I'll go ahead and do that. And I find that because you kind of give them the option and you're not being too pushy with that, and you're kind of just letting them know that you do want to keep chatting and then you're interested. I think I find, at least for myself, that that's been a very successful follow-up. And I've had people not respond to me for, a week or so, and then they'll eventually reach back because, a lot of the time they're just busy, as Max was when I brought him on as a client for my coaching service. So I think being passive, but also like showing that you're keen to have that conversation is a really good way, but then also giving them the option to just let you know to stop messaging. Because that's something that, at least on Instagram, a lot of people might block you if you're being too pushy. But if you just give them the option, like, hey, if you do want to, if you do want me to stop messaging you, just let me know. They'll more often than not just be like, stop, if they don't want to keep talking. But then if they do, they'll be like, hey, sorry, I've just been super busy. So I find that works pretty well.
Yeah. So how often do you follow up with them?
It depends.
Like every 2 days or every 3 days or what?
Do you do email
No,
or Instagram?
on Messenger.
Okay. So what I'll do is on Instagram, if they see my message, I'll follow up a bit more. If they're not even opening the message, like they don't see it, I'll usually do 2 or 3 and then I'll stop, because on Instagram request, like there's the request folder. I'm not sure how it is on Messenger, but typically people will see a message and then like delete it if they're not interested.
He already replied to me.
Yeah.
So,
So if
my message is not going to isn't going.
Yeah, if he replied to you, then just follow up for a couple days after he replied, and then like maybe once a week or something. You don't want to be annoying. That's the main thing.
Okay, thank you.
What do you think about that, Max? Do you have any?
Oh, I agree 1000%. Like you, people are busy, as you mentioned, and when you reached out to me, like even though I was super interested, I just didn't have time at when you reached out to me. So staying persistent definitely helped a lot. Ivan.
Yeah, Max. Am I audible?
Yes. Can hear you.
Okay, Max. So basically, I was thinking that in my offer, I was planning to actually include pay later option, that once your service is done, once you get that guaranteed 25 plus leads, then you can pay basically. So I wanted to ask that if I'm providing this offer, will it be relevant for me to actually ask for the ad spend also in the end of the month, or should I ask for the ad spend like as soon as I close the client?
You mean like asking for ad spend in terms of like how much they intend to spend with the actual advertising campaign, you mean? Or
Yeah, like I meant that if suppose my offer is for 30 days and my service charge would be around $1,000, and I'm asking for that $1,000 only if I get to fulfill that 25 plus guaranteed results. But what about the ad spend? Do I need to ask for the ad spend in the beginning, or do I need to spend it on my own, and then if they get results, they are gonna spend the amount of I spent on ads as well as my service charge?
yeah, so I know that some agencies charge, like a percentage of their client's advertising fee. I'm not a big fan of that. Like what we do is that like the $3,500 or $3,000 to $4,000 per month that we charge, that's only in management fee. So that doesn't include ad spend at all. So if let's say your management fee is $1,000 or $2,000, I actually recommend not going lower than $2,000. I would say start with at least $2,000 in management fee, and then try to find clients who can spend at least another $2,000 in ad spend. So now it's basically $4,000 per month for them. And then it's up to you to do what type of like risk reversal you want to do. If you want to promise leads, you can do that. But I actually like the ROI or the service-based guarantee more, because then you're basically just saying that, if we work for 3 months and if you don't get them an ROI, then you're going to work for free. So you're not giving them the money back, but you're going to work for free for a month or so. So yeah, okay. Does that answer your question?
So basically, it means that I should actually include this pay later option later when I I have a cash flow in my agency. Then I can maybe take more risks and actually include this pay later option. Would
Yeah,
it be
like
better?
I'm sure that like pay later option works. I've just never done it myself. I'd much
Okay.
rather find a client who's like more serious and that are like they're willing to like go for a solution that is good. So you have a really good service that you can charge more money for, and you get them great results, and you get paid for it essentially. I'm not really a big fan of finding. Yeah, I don't really like that model, but I'm sure that there's a lot of people doing it that's making it successful. But we don't do that in our agency. Yeah.
Actually, I just wanted to experiment with my offer. Like sometimes I try with 25 plus guaranteedly, sometimes pay later. I just want to test out which one actually works best for me. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah, no worries. And it is a good offer because it's a very good offer for them because it's low risk on them. But yeah,
Yes.
you can play. Yeah, just
Thank
make
you.
sure that you get paid as well. Yeah. All right, Adam. We can take Adam next.
So, hi, Max.
Hey, Adam.
So, I have a question. I got some replies. Some leads told me, "What is your strategy?" So, what I can answer?
Sorry, I lost you there for a second.
Some leads give me told me, "What is your strategy?" I'm just saying to him that I have a media buyer, and he check all of this Facebook ad stuff. There is some other answer.
In terms of what? Sorry, I'm not. Maybe it's me not understand the question. But what are they asking?
They're asking of strategy.
Strategy. Got you. Your strategy. So, and is this on the sales call or is it like on a cold call or when do they
It's
ask?
just on messages.
Oh, sorry.
Messages.
On messages.
Yeah.
So what I would do is either you record like a VSL video where you show them the strategy, so you can just link them to a VSL video where you walk them through everything. Either to do that or ask them to like book a call, and then you can do the pitch deck presentation for them where you walk them through the strategy essentially with a pitch deck. Does that make sense?
So okay.
Cool. Yep. Anything else, by the way?
Nothing. Thank you much.
Yeah, no worries. Let's do Joanne.
Oh, sorry, I was going over my pitch deck again. So since I'm gonna start looking for a media buyer again, when I'm talking to them, when I'm looking at their results, what's a good like cost per lead that I should be looking for what they're generating? Because I don't know anything about like their metrics really and how to actually like judge their work, because they can kind of show me anything right now and I'd kind of be like, yeah, that looks nice, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So like when you're talking to media buyers, you mean kind of what's good to look for?
Yeah. What's because like, so I understand I should ask them, you know, like what their strategies are, how they would deliver on what it is I'm asking them. But when they show me their past results, I don't know what a good result and like a bad result really is. Yeah. So I was hoping maybe you can give me a ballpark to like look for.
Yeah, so it depends from niche to niche, right? Like if you're selling a super high ticket service, then a lead for like $50 might be really good. Or if you're selling something very cheap for a service for maybe $300, then maybe you need to get leads for like $5 or something like that. Then also what you need to keep in mind when you talk with media buyers is that they can show you a lot of numbers. So it can be very easy to like trick you if you don't really know what you're looking for. So that's just something to be aware of, that a lot of people might just throw a bunch of numbers in your face and it looks really good, but you don't really know where they're coming from. So so that's that. And then also another an easy thing to combat that is just to talk with multiple different media buyers, and then you can just put them against each other essentially. So you can ask one person like, hey, this media buyer told me that he could get this, and then you can just see what everybody responds. Because if you find a legit one, he can basically tell you like, yeah, that's pretty much bullshit because it doesn't work that way. Yeah, you just have to follow your gut feeling essentially.
Yeah, you just remind me, I do have like 20 different media buyers that sent me their case study information. I forgot, I can't just look that over.
Yeah. And then also what you can do is talk with your niche and then business owners in your niche and see what they're currently paying per lead. So when I started working with roofers, all of them were doing like lead gen sites, $150 to $180 per duplicate lead. And if you then can help them to get exclusive leads for $10 to $20, then that's obviously going to be a lot better. So you can get the base cost per lead. You can get that directly from your potential clients and ask them on the sales calls, and then see, it's basically you have to like go with your gut feeling in the beginning, especially in the beginning when you're trying to find that first media buyer, because you don't really know. But once you find a person who like seems serious, normally that's a good sign. Like, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, it probably would be better for you to just ask when I'm on these calls, at least when I'm doing my outreach, like what they're paying per lead for now. Okay, I like that.
And I think the light version is going to be on mediabuyer.com. It's going to help that as well a lot, because they're actually going to do a lot of vetting. So the people are in there are actually going to be more so legit media buyers. Yeah.
Oh, so they have to like qualify to get into that?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's going to be cool.
Sweet. Yeah, that's it for me. You answered my question, man. Thank you.
Cool. Yep. Luis, nice to see you here, brother.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
Again, thank you very much for doing this, you and Gio. Thank you. Really helped me out. And my question is more about accountability. And because I don't have any clients, so this is more of a worry I have and not exactly a problem I'm facing right now. And I was just wondering about, because the clients have to send us the website pictures and maybe even testimonials so we can make the website, and also they need to chase after the leads we send them, right? And I was wondering, because I've seen other people put that down in the contract, like this minimum consultations per week, and sort of these details, they have it all like figured out. And I'm wondering if if that's something I have to worry about, or at least worry about in the start, or if that's something like that doesn't really happen because people are business owners are generally very accountable people.
You mean, so having in the contract that they will have to call X amount of leads or something like that, or that you're going to produce X amount of appointments, or?
Yeah, just like adding stuff into the contract that makes sure that if we like, so for example, if we do our part and bring them leads, and we bring them high quality leads, high quantity as well, and they don't chase after them, and then we don't get an ROI because it's not our like lack of performance, it's their lack of performance, right? And so then we'll have to work for free because of this lack of accountability in that front. That's what I'm worried about.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's trick, right? Because you can't really, even if you have that in the contract, you can't really double check that they're actually doing that, because they might tell you that, yeah, we've been showing up to everything, yada, 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 right? So that's why I recommend to go for more established businesses. So try to only work with businesses that are maybe already making, it depends on the niche, but like $500,000 per year, or $1 million per year, or $2-3 million per year. Because if they already have a successful business running in place, then you know by default that they know how to kind of handle the leads, if that makes sense. So that's how we do it, because it's just easier if you work with a more established business than a completely new one.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yep. And also I can mention like our service-based guarantee, where we tell them that, if you haven't got an ROI after our first 3 months, like we've been doing that since 2017, and we haven't had a single client pick it up. So, it's a great risk reversal to have in place. But and if you go for more established businesses, then like if you get them leads, then they're gonna call them and turn them into clients. So I wouldn't worry too much about like the risk reversal or the guarantee side of things in that aspect.
Can I ask you a quick question as well?
Yeah, please do.
So I was wondering if it's okay to have multiple onboarding calls and not just one big one where you cover everything, because obviously we're gonna have to do the have the website done so we can go over the software, right?
Yeah. So, and Normal, like we normally do one call and it takes like 2 hours. Like 1 hour is normally too short, but sometimes, you know, you have to do multiple calls. You can definitely do multiple calls, but do your best to make them as efficient as you can. So normally what we do on the onboard call is that we set up the Facebook Business Manager side of things first, if we're doing Facebook. So we get all of those details. Then we set up the high level side of things. And also prior to the call, we send them that onboarding form that I have in the course as well. And that's normally more than enough to collect all the details. You have like a form, and then you do a 2-hour onboarding call. And then if you need to book a second call, you can definitely do that. But normally that's more than enough time. Yeah.
Wait, so do you do the high level call before you have a website ready?
So we don't help them with their website. So we
okay.
Yeah, so normally they already have a website, but like they sign the contract, we get the payment, we send them an onboarding form, they fill out the onboarding form, then they book an onboarding call, and then we do the onboarding call, collect everything. And then after the onboarding call, once we have all of the data, we set everything up with you know, the landing pages, the ad campaigns, et cetera, et cetera. So we set everything up. Once we've set everything up, we record the Loom video, we show them everything that we've done, send that back to the client, we get them their approval, and then once we get their approval, we launch everything essentially.
Oh, gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Cam.
So it's just a question about the competition, because I joined like just after you were finished explaining it. Did you basically say it's based on like your wins, just how much money you can bring in and how many clients you can get?
Sorry, I had something pop up on the screen. What did you say? Sorry.
It's all right. So I was just on about the competition you were talking about at the start. I missed you talking about it. I joined the call as you were just finishing up on the topic. So did you say, obviously, we just need to post, like, if we were to get a client and like the money proof in the Facebook group?
Yeah, so like the competition is more so I just want to have like, I want to have like a prize pool in place so that you guys basically just want to take action and implement as much as you can, and also share that with the community, because if you can inspire others, they're going to be more hungry and take more action as well. So yes, it's going to be mostly motivated by results, obviously, since it's like an SMMA thing, like sales and so on and so forth. But I don't only want to keep it to that. So as the months progress, maybe there's somebody who makes a huge transformation from stuff in module 5 or something like that, or whatever it might be, or helps a ton of people in the community or whatever it might be. But it's mostly going to be a transformation type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily have to be the one who sells for the most amount of money, but maybe somebody who goes from 0 to 6K is going to be bigger transformations from somebody going from 8 to 10 or 8 to 20 or whatever it might be, right? So.
All right, thanks. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yes. Johan, I'm keep mispronouncing your name, right?
No worries, man. It's Johan. Yeah.
Johan.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, Louis brought up that question about high level. Do all your clients sign up with high level with you?
No. So
like for their like the sub account thing where you run basically everything, the whole package for them.
Yeah. So you have the main admin view, and then you just create a sub account for each and the individual new client. So you basically set up the account for them, and you can use the snapshots to just create that sub account very easily. So let's say, yeah, in our case, when we're only helping roofers, we just create a new sub account with the landing pages and everything and automations. And then I just I basically just create an account, or I add my client into the sub account for them, and then they get their own login details sent to them via email. And on the onboarding call, I help them to set everything up from their end, if that makes sense. So they don't pay high level or anything like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I think I asked the wrong question. So I guess what I was asking was, do all your clients use like the management themselves, where like they do all the lead managing and campaign setup, or like do they all sign up for that, or do they just run like the Facebook ads with you and run it through your media buyers? And like, do you charge differently for that? Because I was thinking about doing pricing tiers. I don't know if that was a good idea, where I can just run your ads for you, and then another tier where I have like the software where you can where they can log into the site for them, and then with the app included and all that. I guess that was the question I should have asked first.
I wouldn't do different pricing tiers where you only do Facebook ads versus not having high level included, because you definitely want your clients that you help with ads to have high level, because you're going to build all of the landing pages and so on and so forth in their own sub account. And we set everything up for them regarding high level. And then we also teach them how to use high level after that. But it's very easy for our clients to use high level, right? Because basically I only tell them how to use keep track of the conversations tab. So all of the different conversations that come in, I basically just tell them to respond to them and follow up with them and so on and so forth. Also call off the leads. And then also they just have to keep track on the opportunities tab, so the sales pipeline. So it's really just only two places they need to keep an eye on. So it's the conversations tab and the opportunities tab with the sales pipeline.
Okay.
And yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily we only do have like one package, and where high level is included. We had multiple pricing tiers before. So we had one for like 2,500, 35, or 2, 3, and 4K. But they all included the same thing, but we just handled a smaller ad spend for the different packages, essentially. But we always included high level.
I see.
Yeah. Does that answer your question, or is there?
It does.
Okay.
And I like that there's more people asking questions, because it's really just been the me, Ahmad, and Cam and Will shows for a minute. So
yeah. All right. But is that it for now?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Cool. Juvra. I am mispronouncing your name a lot, I assume. Juvrach?
Hi, Max.
Hey.
Yeah, close enough.
How do I pronounce
hi,
it?
Max. It's Yuvraj.
Yuvraj. Okay, awesome. Nice to meet you.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for the course. I've actually been struggling with the outreach. So I am consistently reaching out to 20 to 30 people every single day, but the response hasn't been that great. So what I basically do is I help interior designers. I help them get more appointments using YouTube ads. So I've been thinking about how I could be countering this problem, and I kind of think that I'm riding against the wave, because like when I was researching about my niche a little bit, I realized that Facebook and Pinterest are what's popular in my niche and what business owners are kind of aware of. YouTube simply doesn't get that amount of attention. Which is kind of a plus because there is less competition on YouTube, but it also makes it hard for me to find a media buyer that has case studies in my niche. I've tried many of them, but they don't have the case studies. So I I tried thinking about this from my potential client's perspective. Why would they trust a random guy that's pitching to them a platform that they are not familiar with, and he has no previous results to back it up? Right. I was also reading this 4-hour Workweek book by Tim Ferriss, where he had this quote, like it's easier to fulfill demand than to create it. So I think I'm kind of doing that. I'm trying to create a demand when there is already demand for Facebook or Pinterest. So I'm at this crossroad again. Not really sure what I should be doing. Should I give them what they want and what they are familiar with, or like should I pitch them YouTube?
Yeah, okay. Great question. So here's my question to you then. What actually is the real demand that the client have?
So
it's getting clients,
like
right?
most of the
Yeah. So the client doesn't really care, like if you're running Facebook ads or Google ads or LinkedIn ads or YouTube ads or whatever it might be. So if you have a niche where the demand is to get clients and you're doing YouTube ads, if you're like the only one who do YouTube ads, and you said interior design, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So my first point is basically just that there's nothing wrong with your service. Like it's not that business owners don't see demand for that they have a demand that they don't want to do YouTube ads. Like they just want to get more clients. And if all of your competitors are currently doing Facebook and Google, let's say, I would still try like stick to your guns a little bit more and like try YouTube ads for your niche, because potentially you will be sitting on a gold mine. Like if nobody else is doing YouTube ads and YouTube ads is working really, really well, that might be really, really good.
Yeah.
However, there are some more problems to solve with YouTube. Like you need to find a media buyer who knows how to do YouTube ads. That might not be as easy. And you also need to do video ads for your clients when you do YouTube, which is then you like have to figure that out. But you're most likely going to get all of that from the media buyer anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I was thinking about flying out to the clients and actually shooting videos for them. That's how I shoot the videos.
That's awesome. Where are you based?
Or I can just hire in local agents.
Yeah.
I'm from India.
And you're going to help clients in India as well?
Yeah, I can do them, but the retainers won't be that high.
Gotcha. No, like if you can start an agency and actually help your clients with the video part as well, that can be huge. Like that's a really, really good idea.
Yeah, just making it easier for the clients.
Yeah, definitely. So I would stick to it. In summary, I would stick to it. I would still like, I know that there's an agency called Ad Outreach, like this guy Alaric, he's running a huge YouTube ads thing. Maybe you can book a call with them. I know that they have a ton of media buyers doing YouTube ads. And also I would look into mediabuyer.com, like when that light version launches, and see if you can find a YouTube media buyer there as well. And also keep looking in different like groups and so on and so forth. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Max, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. All right, let's do Ahmad.
Yeah, so for like so it's kind of a difficult question, but for like a company that you're working with, what is like, so you said you work with companies that are like already established, like 750,000 plus for everything. What did you find was a good minimum ad spend needed to actually get them results?
So, you know, like $80 per day or like $2,000 per month, I think that's a good, I think that's like a minimum, or that's normally what I say on our sales calls. But like $100 per day, I would say that's a really good start. Even if we have a client who want to spend, you know, like $500 or even like $600 or $700 or maybe even more than that dollars per day, I still recommend that we start with like $100 per day and we get it to work, and then we can scale it to 200.
Yeah, I saw that in your video with the live close. The client wanted to do like more than 500, but you told him to just stick with that amount.
Yeah, exactly. But try and find a little bit more established businesses that are making maybe like best case scenario like $1 million per year or more. Like in the US, I would like, when doing roofing, I really want to find businesses making like at least $2 million per year, because it's just easier to work with them. They have more money, they have more margins, they're willing to spend more, and et cetera, et cetera. And then, because then they normally want to find a bigger ad budget as well, so they can start with like $100 per day, and then if it works, then they want to scale, and you want that because then you can get them even more results and help them make even more money and so on and so forth. So.
Right. Yeah, that's really helpful. Oh, just last thing also, would it be different for like a low ticket niche?
In terms of ad spend, you mean?
Yeah.
Would it be different for a lower ticket? Like honestly, I don't know, right? I haven't been doing that, but if the service is lower ticket or the product is lower ticket, but the business is still making a lot of money, then I would still stick to like asking for a bigger ad budget or yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So who is next? Is it Lewis now? Feels like they're changing position. Yes.
You might have mentioned this in the beginning, and I might have missed it. I saw this as being recorded. Is this going to be available to us for us to watch afterwards, or no?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was it. It was a pretty short question.
Okay.
Where is it going to be available?
I'm in the group and most likely on YouTube as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that was that was it. It
Okay.
was pretty short, but that was it.
Yeah. And Yuvraj.
Hello. Hi, Max.
Hey. Did
Hi.
you had a question now, right? Or
Okay. Oh, that was by mistake. Sorry.
okay, no worries. Let's see. And Harsh.
Hey Max, sorry for joining in a little late because I had a meeting with a potential client, so I had to attend that.
Awesome.
So yeah, I just wanted to share that like some of us are students and they can't, afford a whole year of subscription of Mailgun. So I had a trick. So I just wanted to share that. Because like if you sign up for GitHub Student Developer Pack, you can actually get 1 year of Mailgun free. So you can get 20,000 emails per month for free for a year. So I just wanted to share that. I will also put that in the Facebook group. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. And I think High Level changed to like their own in-house. I haven't shifted over to that myself yet, but I think they're moving away from Mailgun and Twilio. But that's also awesome that you share that.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Let's see, Cam.
So when you were first like building your agency, did you have to make a lot of sacrifices in regards to, your social life and maybe you had a part-time job, things like that? What was that like?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good question, right? I pretty much sacrificed. All of my old friends are pretty much gone, right? Since I was 20, and that's just it is like everybody goes different routes, and I wanted to do this thing, and they wanted to stick to go out or party a lot and all of that. So, but I think it like when you turn 20 or like I started my agency in 2000 and like or 2014 really was when I 15 when I started my journey. I started my agency in 2017, but yeah, it's like I'm pretty boring, right? Like I'm just at home working. Like that's what I do.
But do you enjoy it though? I feel like you do.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything, right?
Yeah.
I can. Yeah. So, and it's also like the entrepreneurial thing is very lonely, right? So that's why it's awesome to like be in like talk with other people, or like most of my best friends right now are like people who are running their own businesses as well. So
100%, because I feel like everybody around me is not like, they don't have that entrepreneurial mindset. It's kind of like, as you said, it's like partying, going out and doing things that are counterproductive. And I feel like, I'm slowly drifting away from them, but I don't know whether to stay in contact or just, put full focus into this, because I do find this like enjoyable, hitting them small milestones. Find that more enjoyable than anything else, to be honest.
Yeah. And it just goes back to what we talked about before. Do what you want to do. And that's literally it.
All right. Thanks, man.
Yeah. No worries. Ahmad.
Yeah, so I kind of have like two questions here. So, firstly, when you started out, how much, if you can quantify it, how much outreach did you do per day? And the second question is, per client, before you like outsourced everything, how much time would you spend per client per day?
Yeah, so like when I got my first client, so that I talked about before, in Florida, Nolan's Roofing, I was doing like the old way type of advertising, as I talked about in the course, where I fixed the list, or I went to Google and I had like a tool where I could like link clump, I think the name was. I could like copy all of the pages, and I found all of the emails and just blasted it out essentially. And I sent like 200 or 400 emails per day or something crazy like that. And then I got a call with Greg, then, who is the owner of Nolan's Roofing, after like, I don't know how long it was. Maybe like it was more than a month, at least like 45 days maybe. I got a call with him, and I was so nervous on that call, so I almost had no saliva in my mouth when we talked. I was super nervous, but he actually bought from me, and I got my first client, and I got $3,500 per month. And then I had to, I didn't get them results within the first like 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, so I had to find a media buyer. I found Thomas, the media buyer, got great results. And then that's also a big perk. So to answer your question, like how much time do I spend per client? So like when you have a media buyer, you as the agency owner, you can basically focus on the selling. And if you have a really good media buyer, as soon as you sell the client, you can do the onboarding for the client, but then you can just hand everything off to the media buyer, and then they just do everything essentially. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's helpful.
yeah. Anything else, by the way, or any follow up or?
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Cool. No worries. All right. Johan, I can't get it right, man.
Sorry, man. We got time.
I even have like written here in Swedish with Swedish letter to like be able to pronounce it correctly.
Oh, what does it look like in Swedish?
Johan, right? Johan.
Yeah, Johan.
Johan.
Yeah. What does it look like in Swedish? How would you spell that?
So in Sweden we have like a letter called Å, so it's like an A with a circle over it, and we just pronounce it Å. Johan. Å, yeah. But
cool.
yeah, I just wrote it down like that, misspelled it to be able to pronounce your name correctly. But we're getting there, I guess.
Yeah, my name needs a cheat sheet. I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, like my question was, so you work with clients that are in a completely different part of the world than where you live. And I guess my question is, how do you balance being in like basically what are you like 8 or 9 hours ahead of your clients normally? So like what if they need support for something, or if they have like, they need to reach you for anything, how do you manage that? Because that big time delay, I could see that messing some things up in communication.
Yeah, so the East Coast is just 6 hours, so that's not too bad.
Okay.
And then in Central Time it's 7 hours. So in Texas and so on and so forth. And then on the West Coast it's 9 hours. So in California. So if it's 9 hours, then it's we can have. I normally have my latest call at like 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Swedish time. But most of our clients are on Eastern Standard Time, like in Florida and so on and so forth, and some in Texas as well. So that's not too big of a deal. I normally start the sales then at like 2 p.m. to like 7 p.m. So I kind of do some work, like deep work on pre-lunch, workouts and stuff like that, and then after lunch I have like calls and interacting with clients. So it's actually pretty nice setup. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering because I plan on moving myself, so I was seeing like, man, like is it really that difficult to have like that big window of time where there might be a delay? But obviously if you can manage it, I'm pretty sure any of us can manage it, with your guidance. So
where are you? Because you're in the States, right?
Yeah, I'm actually in Chicago.
Okay, nice. Gotcha.
Yeah, so the Central Time Zone. But I'm probably moving to Europe sometime in like April, May next year.
Really?
Yeah, moving to Italy. My brother lives out there, so I'm going to be moving over to Italy. So I was just wondering, with that move and a similar time delay.
Yeah, no, you're going to be fine. You have to work a little bit, maybe a little bit later on the night, but yeah. But that's awesome to hear that you're moving to Italy. I've never been to Italy, but it's beautiful there.
Yeah, my brother sends me photos all the time, and I just kind of said, what, screw it, man. I'm gonna get this SMMA thing started, and just live my life out there, see how I like it.
That's nice. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. All right. And anything else, by the way, Johan?
No, that's it for me, man.
Yep. Sebastian.
Hey, so first answering to Cam, I dropped out of college when I was 17, and you're going to lose a lot of friends if you go to the entrepreneurial path. That's going to be a thing. So, but you're going to enjoy it because you're going to keep the good ones.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that, man. Just keep pushing. And
And
the
I
other
feel,
thing,
go on, sorry, what was you going to say?
No. Keep.
I was just going to say, I feel like, I'm going to lose a lot of friends, but it'll probably be for like a good thing, because then, you're going to start to surround yourself with like-minded people, whether it's, online, and then you'll probably end up meeting up with them. So it probably will end up, beneficial in the long term.
Yeah, and you're also going to gain more friends. Like they're more like-minded than you. right?
Mhm.
You want to be a good friend. So yeah, you have a lot of ahead right now. You're so young. Yeah. And a question for Max. Actually, when do you think it's a good moment to transition from maybe being a completely done for you to done with you, for example, where maybe
Yeah, so for the SMMA, I wouldn't actually recommend doing it done with you, because actually before, do you mean like in terms of like having a course for them or something like that, or?
maybe like something like that, like consulting with Go level or something like that, right?
Yeah. I guess this is a niche dependent as well, but just before COVID hit, I actually did a course for roofers where my idea was to basically sell done for you to roofers, and then the ones who didn't want to buy that, I could sell them like a course and teach them how they could run their own ads in-house. The thing though with my niche is that, or in roofing, is that they don't really want to do it themselves. Like they just want to hire somebody to do it for them. So in some niches, like a done for you is not going to be a good thing because some business owners just want to outsource it. But then there might be some niches where like a done with you is a really good idea. But then the question becomes like, what would the done with you be? And I think if you're going to do like a done with you, I think like teaching people about sales might be a really cool thing. So maybe you do the done for you with the ads, but then you could have like a course that you sell them where you teach them how to follow up with the leads or how to do the selling better or something like that. Regarding high level, I would include that in the done for you and kind of on the onboarding, because it doesn't really, you don't really need to have to teach them too much about go high level if you help a local business. But sales is like, if you can become super good at sales for your specific niche and you can teach people how to sell more, that's worth a ton. So that's something, a very valuable service.
Yeah, right now I'm offering a lot of consultation in the sales part of their business as well as photography and virtual tours for their properties. So I have my contractors on that because of my business. So every client that I sign is going to enjoy having those contractors already trained by me, so they can hire them, and also I can help them with the sales part because I have improved my sales processes in the last 2 years, learning a lot of stuff. So right now I'm offering, I'm not charging nothing from them for that. I'm giving them from free basically because I want them to sell more, because if they sell more, I'm going to earn from every sale. So it's kind of like a hybrid model when I'm doing the ads for them and also helping them with the sales and photography and video and tours. So right now that's my business.
Yeah, like you have like an awesome service going. I can hear just listening to you. Like you have a ton of like valuable stuff. Have you been working in that industry yourself, by the way? Did you say that before?
Yeah, I'm a real estate agent, so for
the
last 4 years.
Yeah, that's crazy good, man.
That's it. Thanks.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, awesome. Harsh.
Hey Max, so my question was about the media buyer. I don't know if I should hire one because I'm in the family and pet care industry. So I've not been getting a lot of applications, and the ones that I'm getting are not really high quality. So should I hire one or not? Because I don't think that it makes a lot of difference in this industry if you hire a media buyer, because I think I'm pretty okay with that. But I don't have any testimonials.
Got you. And so have you, like you said in the beginning, that you're getting a lot of appointments, but not a lot of quality, or did I miss like
I've been getting a lot of applications, not a lot of applications. I've not been getting a lot of applications, but the ones that I'm getting are not really high quality also. So both of that.
Got you. And that is media buyers, not like actual potential clients to you, but media buyers.
No, media buyers.
Got you. So it just goes back to like, if you feel like that you're comfortable running ads yourself, then you can definitely start doing it. And again, it goes back to my story as well, right? I thought I would be able to manage it for the roofers in the beginning, but then when I started it, I realized that I couldn't, because there's so many small nuances that you need to learn when you run ads for a specific niche. Like like what type of landing page, what questions do you ask in the survey, how do you do the targeting, how do you do the ad copy, what images to use, etc. So there's a ton of different things to learn. And in my opinion, if you don't really know how to do that as of yet, then just find a media buyer and let them figure that out for you. And then you can continue to run it yourself after that if you want to. But if you feel like that you think that you might can do it yourself, then just try it yourself. And if it doesn't work after the first 2 weeks, then you can just panic a bit and try to find a media buyer afterwards, essentially. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be a lot of help if I get a media buyer. But the thing is, I used your template and customized in my own way, and I put it in Facebook, Upwork, and all of that. But it's been like a week, and I've only got 4 applications, and those are also not that decent. So how do I change that?
So yeah, it's just feedback, essentially, right? If you're not getting enough applicants, see if you can adjust it in any shape or form. Like, I'm sure there's a ton of groups that you haven't been posting in yet. Definitely check out the mediabuyer.com once that launches. Like, because at the end of the day, there are media buyers out there. You just need to be able to find them, essentially. So if you haven't found them yet, and if you really want to find a media buyer, then just keep on looking, essentially. Yeah, that's really my best answer, I think.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Jonas.
Yeah, so Max, I also live in Sweden, and I'm thinking about doing outreach to America, United States, but you know the times they're like 8 hours behind. So when I send my email, should I do them at nighttime here in Sweden? Like, will it affect depending on what time I send?
Yeah, so yeah, it's like 6 to 9 hours depending on where they are. But yeah, that's probably a good idea. Maybe you can start to send your emails at around like 2 or 3 p.m. here in Swedish time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, or maybe even later. So, if you send it at 7 p.m., then it's going to be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or something like that, right? Something in that range in their time. So yeah, you can do that, or in the beginning, like, I wouldn't worry too much about it though. So if you're doing your outreach in the morning and you just want to get it done and get it sent, then I would just like send it in the morning Swedish time, anyways. So
also, like, I have one more question. I've been sending some emails, but email, like, they keep sending me back that my mail doesn't get sent. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I've been seeing a lot of people saying like warm up your email or something, but I don't know what that means really.
Do you use like a tool where you like send out a lot of emails, or do you send them manually?
No, right now I'm just doing cold calls. Like, I've only been doing cold calls all over Sweden.
Okay. But you were talking about the email.
Yeah, I sent some emails. I've sent like 15 emails, but it says that my email didn't get sent due to wait, I'm just gonna find it.
Yeah. You shouldn't get like an error though if you only sent like 15 emails. But there are different tools where you can like warm up your email, like warm up inbox and a ton of different tools. However, if you're sending maybe like 10 to 20 emails per day and you do it like in the new way as talked about in the course, then you shouldn't really need to do that. However, if your domain is kind of spam or like listed for spam or whatever that might be, then that's not good, obviously. Then I would consider to set up a new email that you use for your outreach.
Yeah, okay, I'll check into that.
Yeah, post like a video or an image or something in the community and tag me and I can take a look.
Yeah, okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, Will. And I'm impressed that you guys are like we're going 2 hours strong here, and a lot of you guys hang in there. That's awesome.
Just seems like the more questions that are asked, people just start thinking of more questions that they could ask. So it's
yeah. No, I enjoyed it. So.
Yeah, 100%. Real quick, I just wanted to say to Rohan, or pretty much anyone else that's doing any renovation niches, Thomas Gonnett just uploaded an interview with one of his buddies that actually does the renovations niche, and he's making like over 100 grand per month. I just wanted to say, if anyone hasn't look at it, take a look.
Wait, who is
awesome.
that again?
So Thomas Garnett, I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's pretty big. He just does like a lot of just different interviews. And he actually just uploaded a YouTube video where he actually interviewed a renovation niche specialist that is making around 100 grand per month. Because I mean, I just watched it last night. I just wanted to say if anyone hasn't seen it, go check it out because it's really, really helpful in how he sets up his business and what his ads look like and whatnot.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, I just found it. Sweet. Thanks, man.
Cool. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, yeah, and then also if anybody else like wants to, that's like in our niche, that wants to like connect and like just share notes, we should get together, do that.
100%. And the other thing is, I feel like, so Max, with my outreach messaging, I feel like it's too long. So I'm basically, giving them the personalized first line, whether it's, commenting on, their previous work or, just taking a message that they put in, like what their goal is for their customers or whatever, and putting it in that first line. And then I feel like my introduction is pretty long. So in some cases, do I even need to give an introduction? Should I like kind of introduce a problem that they might not know they have until I mention it? Would that be a better approach sometimes?
So it's like it's very interesting when it comes to like outreach messages, and I gave this a lot of thought when I created the course as well, like because I'm getting a lot of messages sent to myself every single day as well. And like I don't respond to like 99.9% of them. And then sometimes, like once in a while, I get a message from like the one that Gio sent me, and I'm thinking like, why did I like resonate with his message? And it's because it's like genuine, and he truly understands my business and what I'm looking for, because he actually did the research. He knew that I was doing the YouTube channel. He knew that I was running an agency and all of these things. So there's no like hack, I would say, to kind of do a really good outreach message, but it's just so like spend a couple of more minutes extra and see if you can find something that that person that you're reaching out to actually cares about, or something that they're doing. So if you can just, if you just write that line so that that person understands that you actually researched them, like something you saw on their Instagram or whatever it might be, then naturally they're gonna let their guard down because they know that this is not some copy paste thing. And then if you do that really well, and then you can pretty much have the pitch kind of short, really, what you do. And if you can have some social proof in there as well, that you've helped businesses in the past with results and et cetera, that's really good as well. But you don't want to have a big copy paste wall. But yeah,
I feel like that's definitely my biggest problem. Like I wrote down it's not like it's a paragraph or so, but like a paragraph seems too long. Even when I put it into the message box, it just seems like too long. So I might just kind of outreach in different ways, just type up, smaller messages and see what works and what doesn't.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah. And thanks for sharing that regarding Thomas as well. That's awesome. The more. Yeah. Cool. And also, if you want to paste the the message in the group, if you want me to review it there, I can definitely do that as well. So.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Yep. All right, Liam, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? I know I've just been kind of sitting here and listening, but yeah. So, Will, I just want to kind of touch on what you said. A lot of the responses that I've been getting, granted, people mostly say that they're not interested, which is fine. I mean, just on to the next one. But that personalization aspect has been. They really seem to, it's like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Not really interested, but like, I appreciate you actually going forth and looking me up and finding, either goings on their Instagram or things like that, to where you actually like kind of bridge the gap versus just a huge spammy email blast. And then, actually finding something that you can have a connection with them with, you know what I mean? So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so keep the personalization. I know it takes the extra energy, it's the extra time trying to like how can I build rapport? How can I create a connection? But it really does seem to be effective, at least in eliciting responses. Because you can send out 1,000 emails that are unpersonalized and get 0 back. But if you get a response back that says, hey, thanks for taking the time to do X, Y, and Z, but we're not interested. I mean, at least that you're moving in the right direction. So that's all I really have to say on that.
Then I was gonna say, like, even if I do get a message, like, and it's still a no, I still get so excited because at least it's a message back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they could be a lot of the people that I reach out to. They're like, hey, listen, I mostly delete these messages that I get, but because yours kind of had that personalized, and that was one of the things that I made a big point in my review video when I did the review video, was like, the personalization aspect, I think, is, everyone's looking for the newest and the greatest way to reach out to people. That is kind of it. It's just taking that extra step and really trying to create a connection there.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
Yeah, man, keep it up.
Yep, thanks.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, and also just to add to that, as I talk about in the course as well, like, keep following us up as well with personalized messages. If you don't get a response, or if they tell you that they're interested or they don't book, keep following up as well, because like, the timing is huge. Again, if you talk about Gio, like, I was super interested, but the timing wasn't right. But he just kept following up, like 2 or 3 more messages more, and then I booked and then I bought from him. So
yeah. Is there is another quick question? Is there, like, I mean, is there a certain, like, set time that you should, like, let it wait, like maybe 2 days, 3 days, and then follow up, or
it depends. So, like, I like, if you get somebody tells you that they're interested, and okay, let's book a call, but they don't book a call, then you can be more on the ball, essentially. Like, you can follow up like the same day, like, hey, have you booked yet? Or like, then you can follow up the next day again with something. But you kind of have to feel like the social dynamic in the conversation. Like, if they're interested but they haven't done what they told you to do, then you can be a little bit more aggressive. And if they haven't responded at all, then you maybe do 2 or 3 days in between or something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no worries. Cam.
So I've seen, we've just been talking in the chat about it. I was just wanted to, mention if anybody was open to the idea of creating like a small Discord group just for accountability, like, work-wise, if that's obviously all right with you, Max.
Yeah, like, you guys do exactly what you guys want, right? I can't tell you guys what to do. I'm keeping the community on Facebook right now, and I'm gonna continue with that. But of course, like, yeah.
All right, thanks, man. Well, that's about it, to be honest. Cheers.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there was this chat going on.
Yeah.
that's how much I use Google
It just
Meet.
started popping up, so I was like,
Yeah. All right. Shivam.
Yeah. Hey, Max. I got a quick question for you.
Yep.
Okay. So basically, when I'm outreaching prospects on LinkedIn, so is it better to like just personalize the message and connect with them, or should I also include my pitch into that message, connection message?
Yeah. How have you set up your profile right now? Do you have like a pitched profile where you kind of have like a headline?
Yeah. I have actually, I have included everything in my bio. I have a company page, and also I've took the free trial of LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and I'm getting leads from that.
Yeah. I wouldn't pitch in the connection message. I would just try to get the connection first. Say like something, I assume that you're connected with secondary degree connections, so maybe tell you, like, let them know that you're in the same industry or something like that, or that you knew somebody in common or something like that. And then I would do the pitch like in the message later. Yeah.
Also, Max, if like they are the third degree connection, or I'm just like randomly getting their account on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so should I just like have a personalized message related to them, maybe a Facebook page or their website, and just get that connection, and then maybe later on I can offer or like include my pitch in the message?
Sorry, like, do you mean if what do you mean? I missed you there for a sec.
Actually, I meant that is it okay to actually connect with them? Suppose it's a third degree person or a third degree person or like just a random person out there, because I can get anyone out from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So would it be better to like just have a connection with them, like related to whatever they're posting on Facebook or through their website, and just getting that connection, then I can just go ahead.
Yeah, so I wouldn't send too many third-degree connections, because you can actually get locked out from LinkedIn if you send too many. Or if you send third-degree connections and a lot of people reject them, then you can get like, locked from doing that or whatever it is. So I would only send second-degree connections, but I would definitely reach out to people cross-platform as well. So if you identify a really good prospect on LinkedIn, then you can see if you can find them on Facebook and on Instagram or something like that as well. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so basically my question was, it would be better to first have that personalization, get in connection, and then maybe pitch our offer to them. That would be better.
Yes. Yeah.
approach.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Just focus on getting the connection first, and then do the pitch once you have them as a connection. Correct. That's how I would do it.
All right. Thanks, Max.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. All right, Harsh.
Yeah, so as you know that I joined an hour late. So to conclude this call, can you like share a big announcement that I might have missed at the start?
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. Let's actually round up this call. So if anybody has an like final question, then you can like raise your hand, and we can do it super quick. So I can do like a couple more. But yeah, basically I'm going to post this video as well as a recording, so you can see it later. But basically, it's we're launching an SMMA contest. So every single month, we're gonna have a prize pool. So for this month, from today until December 17th, we're gonna have a contest going, and the prize pool is basically $1,000 that I'm going to pay from my own pocket. And how you can win is just to help produce results, essentially. So do your absolute best to put in the work and get clients, or do sales, advertising, and post your wins inside of the community to inspire the other people inside of the community as well. And that's basically it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about who the one who makes the most sales, the most money, but it can be results from module 5 and so on and so forth as well. But you can rewatch the video once I release it later today, so you can see I did like a quick presentation about it if you want to have a little bit more detail around it.
All right, thank you for like doing everything for us, Max. It's really great that there's someone who's making a community, making a course for us for free, and providing all of the resources at a single place. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure. It's awesome. It's going to be super fun to see what everybody can accomplish this year and the next. So it's going to be insane. Appreciate your words. Sebastian.
Hey, mate. Just a last question.
Yep.
So I've been very, very straightforward with the course. I haven't like the thing is, I reveal my offer of 20% of their sales at the end of the pitch deck of the pitch sale. So before all the processes, they don't see exactly how I charge them. And maybe because of all the things I explain and all the value I'm giving, they might think that it's super expensive. Probably I'm scaring some prospects out because of the like I don't have like a down payment, a big down payment, like just $300 to get started, and then 20% of their sales. Maybe I should start like A/B testing my landing page or my outreach. If you see, it's a good idea to reveal my model at the start, or maybe at the end of the sales calls, or maybe in the landing page, or maybe in the outreach. What do you think?
An A/B test landing page for your own agency or for your clients, or?
No, for my own agency, like a landing page showing the percentage I will earn from them, and then a landing page like the normal that I have right now, that doesn't reveal anything, just like the value.
Okay, and on the landing page, it's like a VSL funnel, or?
Yeah, it's exactly your template that I modified it for my niche. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a landing page to presentation, scheduling, and all of that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
I wouldn't tell them the exact price on your landing page. However, you can use like or maybe like
I suggest it though. I give hints that I then charge them. Like I put like, if you win, I win.
Yeah, exactly.
I win. Like something like, I'm not revealing it entirely, but I'm saying like yeah. With some products
like
that I like really trust on them, I've revealed it in the first outreach because they are my friends. They're thinking about it right now.
I would think through the offer a little bit more. So instead of telling them exactly that it's $300 and then 20%, I would use something easier to understand. Like, we only get paid when you get paid, or we only get paid a percentage when you get a sales coming in. And because you want to have some curiosity there as well. You want to have like some reason for them to jump on a call with you, so you can present the offer and talk about the specifics about how much you charge and all of that. Yeah. So I wouldn't. Yeah. That's how I would do it.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, no worries. All right, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes here, guys. So that's I never thought that so many people would stick this long, but that's awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna end the call now. I will do live stream tomorrow, and I will potentially do these calls twice per week. I will have to see how on Saturdays and on Wednesdays. But for now, we'll do once per week for a little while, and then we'll see if I need to do it twice per week. But it's awesome to have you guys here. It was awesome to meet all of you. And I'm very much looking forward to get this SMMA contest launched as well. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Let me know if there's anything, and we talk soon. All right.
Appreciate
Take care,
it, man.
guys.
Thank you.
All right. Take it easy,
Peace
man.
out, everyone.
Bye-bye.
See you later, guys.
See you guys.
Peace.
Glad to have you, Max. Bye.
Bye.